Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for July 23rd, 2025. We've got Menagerie and Prosperity today. We actually have two expansions. Incredible. Also got a 2-5. Doesn't look obviously good, but I guess we'll see. So we've got Goat Herd as the only trashing. We've got draw from Destrier. There's also draw from Cavalry, Black Cat, and Watchtower, but all of those are terminal and there's no plus actions. You can still buy Cavalry and then pig the cavalries themselves, but like you're not going to be able to play multiple cavalries to get like a whole bunch of horses or anything like that. In terms of so no plus actions, and then in terms of plus buy, we've got Tiara and Stockpile. So yeah, this doesn't look very promising in terms of building a big engine. Even if we do get a whole bunch of Destriers, like the trashing is slow. And there's Stockpile, so I kind of feel like it's going to be, deck control is going to be difficult. I do think Black Cat is going to be good here because if we happen to have it in hand, the bot gets a green card, we can react it. So like I'm definitely fine with getting, we have the 2-5 anyway, get a Black Cat, we can pick it. No, that's all fine. What to do after that? With the 5 coin hand, we could buy a cavalry, and then like we draw 2. We have 3 coin. We'd have 3 coins left in the deck at that point, and there's like a decent chance we'd be able to actually. Sorry. Yeah, not 3 coins left in the deck. 1 coin left in hand, and then 2 coins left in the deck. There's a decent chance we would get to see all 3 coins. So I was going to try to say, because like we could play the Black Cat normally, we see it, and we draw. We'd have 6 cards. Well, 7 cards with the cavalry, but cavalry can be pigged. We draw. So we draw 2, and then the Black Cat potentially draws 2 more, the cavalry notwithstanding. Even if we don't hit 3, we could get another Black Cat. That would be fine. So that's one option, would be to just like open cavalry like that. And then like if we see Black Cat and cavalry, we could also consider pigging the Black Cat. I mean, okay, we can just go ahead and click on Black Cat. We don't need to talk about this before that, but yeah. So if bot's probably just trying to do like Tiara Stockpile, I would guess. Anyway, so if we see the cavalry at the right time, is it conceivable that we could get a Destrier? I don't think so. Hmm. Hmm. The other downside of like triggering the shuffle now, of course, is that any estates we don't draw, we are top decking. I don't think what else we can even do. Like we could just go ahead and take a stockpile or a tiara or goat herd. Probably stockpile is the best option. Yeah. Okay, so we could cavalry now. We might just draw into like nothing in particular. We see the stockpile. Still not like we're getting to get a Destry or anything. Could also just take a tiara. Next turn, we have stockpile 3 copper. That's 6 coins. That's sort of annoying. What I'd ideally like to do is have 7 coins at that point and buy like stockpile cavalry. So we get the stockpiles back and then we buy cavalry and trigger the shuffle with the stockpiles in them in the shuffle. We buy cavalry now. We trigger the shuffle now. Yeah, it all just kind of doesn't work. What do we do instead? We take the tiara, and then next turn we buy... I mean, it could be stockpile goat herd, I guess. Stockpile... Watchtower? I don't... Yeah, probably not that. Wait, what? Oh, they managed to line up the tiara in the stockpile. That's uncalled for. Alright, yeah, I think goat herd... Okay, maybe now is when we take the cavalry. Get a stockpile back. No estate in hand to trash. There's one in those 3 cards. And they have 3 Destriers already. Ugh. We could just pick the black cat. I think... No. I think I'm just picking these because I really want to be able to do... Alright. Discard from exile. Top deck the stockpile. We could buy cavalry, top deck that, and then draw it, and then play it. We'd have gained 3 cards at that point. Destrier would cost 2. We'd have 3 coins. Doesn't quite work the way that I want it to. What I want to be able to would want to be able to do is by like stockpile Destrier. To get well, we'd have 1 coin left, and we'd draw 2. Then we'd play the stockpile. We'd have 4 coins left. And then we buy a stockpile, and we have 1 coin left, and we'd have gained 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that does work. Okay. I'm gonna top deck this stockpile? Sure. Oh, and we can buy 2 more Destriers. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, that was good. Obviously, we're picking at least one of these. We should be able to get the rest of the stockpiles and Destriers this turn if we want to, which we probably do. I think it's more likely we want to just pig each of these, really. Or, well, I mean, at least we just play the cavalry that we have. I'll pick the black cat. That's where I'm going with this. All right. How about getting another tiara? So if we tiara a stockpile, six coins plus the 5 coppers is 10. And then we buy tiara cavalry. We top deck them both. So like we can pig this cavalry. Top deck them both, and then we can tiara the other stockpile. I don't think the loss of the buy from not tiaraing tiara matters. I'm not totally sure about that. It's like maybe there's a world where we buy the Destriers, buy another cavalry, draw the Destriers, redraw the stockpiles, and like win on estates this turn or something. This is actually a lot crazier than I realized. The choice to get a goat herd is looking pretty bad right now. Yeah, it costs us 1 buy to not tiara. I don't know. Well, wait. There's no reason to get another tiara if the only goal is to do what I just said. The reason to do that would be to have it in the deck for later. If we were going to end the game this turn, though, there's no real reason to do that, because we already have the top decking effect. So what do we do? We buy... We just buy stockpile cavalry. The problem is there's only 2 stockpiles left. So we can like... There's like a limit to... If there were more stockpiles, right, and we could... Like, we're going to have trouble getting the destriers, using them to draw up more stockpile stuff. Like, if there were like 3 stockpiles left, and we could go stockpile, cavalry, draw, play the cavalry. Like, we probably should have played this cavalry. But like, to make the destriers super cheap. I mean, maybe it's fine. I think in any case, we want to do that. I think it's still got to be like this. Well, the other thing is if we play the cavalry, we can't play the destriers. Because we won't have an action. So it's going to be really hard for us to use destrier to end the game now. So maybe we don't do that. Which again means we should have just played this cavalry. But I do think that means we want to top deck this. All right, well, we're just going to assume that the bot is not capable of emptying a pile. I'm not 100% sure that that's the case, but it seems likely to be the case. Although if they find like all of their destriers, yeah, okay. I don't know how many stockpiles they actually have. I think not actually that many. Yeah, obviously, we're not actually playing this goat herd. So we have 6 buys. There's no reason to play this cavalry normally. Okay, now we have... six. So we have 8 buys. So we should just be able to empty estates. I was going to say, if we had fewer buys, there was potentially, but enough money, there was potentially a line that would involve getting some cavalries, but... We have 9 buys. Oh, right, because the Tiara double play. Okay. Well, anyway. Yeah. So I can only imagine how this would have gone if we'd had the good opening and been able to open Tiara stockpile. Although, no guarantee that we would have collided them, which is certainly relevant. Although, even if you don't, like, if you see Tiara turn 3 and you just top deck another stockpile, that by itself is already, like, good. So, yeah. The bot had, like, the right idea early, but it sort of went off the track. And it didn't use the cavalry thing to do shenanigans, which seems like an important way to get a whole mess of Destriers. But yeah, that was a silly kingdom. That was certainly a silly kingdom. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.